Treble, what's good? Welcome to another episode of Talking Style. Just so you know, if you want to connect with me outside of No Treble, you can do so at my YouTube channel, youtube.com/bliss, that's with a Y, or at my Instagram channel at sonofabass or sonofabass.com. Really active on that Instagram channel these days, so check me out there if you like. All right, I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, today we're going to piggyback off the 3-2 clave idea we talked about in the last episode and look at another very, very common groove style, groove type, and that is the Rumba blues. I was back home in New Orleans last week, and I sat in with the Marc Stone Band down at a 3090 on Frenchman, and he turns around. Rumba is also sometimes known as a mambo. So the conversation went something like this to the band. Hey, we're going to do a mambo in B flat, tag from the 5 at the end with a cha-cha-cha, right? So it might sound like a lot going on if you don't know what those things are. So the idea is to not just have this stuff be textbook information, but really be able to put names to faces and be able to identify it when the time calls for it. So let's compare the rumba feel to the 3-2 clave. So, or the Bo Diddley beat, as I called it in the last video. So, the 3-2 clave sounds like this: 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Right? Now, the rumba is going to be really similar, but both measures look the same. Sounds like this: 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, you'll hear this groove in all sorts of rock and roll, jazz, blues, funk, all over the place. Okay, so now, like I said, we're just putting a name to the face. What I'm going to do is play a blues using triads first. Okay, before I do that, I just want to let you know that this type of idea is usually played with either the piano player, the guitar player, or the horn. We really want to be listening and making sure that the groove locks in, okay? Really simple, but easy to get cluttered if we aren't kind of, in the pocket together. So, like I said, I was about to say I'm going to play a blues. I'm going to start off by just using triads, the most common triad shape, starting with the second finger, okay? Check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and... Going to that 4 chord. Sound familiar? Back to the 1. Go to the 5. Back to 4. To 1. Let's do that one more time. 3, 4. Now we're going to the 4 chord. Notice I'm not moving around a whole lot. We'll talk about that in a second. 4 chord, back to 1. There's the cha-cha-cha at the end. Sometimes you'll hear that. So let's embellish this idea a little bit. I'm going to shorten the first beat, bop, and then I'm going to add, this is a technical name, I'm going to add a scoop. That's my technical name for it. So here's a root, major third, perfect fifth. Now I'm going to add a scoop from the minor third. So here's my root, minor third, scooping into the major third. I'm going to do that on all the chords. Now, I might exaggerate that just a little bit, but you feel me. I just want to show you what it's like, okay? Check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and... That's with the scoops. Now let's add some 6s and 7s, okay? Here we got the root, major third, perfect fifth, 6. And every now and again, I'm gonna add a 7th in for a little more color, okay? So like some fill color, okay? Check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, there I did a few different things that I didn't tell you I was going to do right in the beginning. So one of those things was I added some chromatic movement from. Let me show you. So from the 4, went to the 3rd below, and walked up chromatically back to the 1 chord. I also walked from the 1 chord to the 5 chord. You'll hear that quite a bit, okay? And all that, like I said, it just gives it a little bit more movement, color. The prefix chroma from the word chromatic means color, so that's what that does. Also, I went to, so here's on my 4 chord, all right, here's the root, the major 3rd, but to add some interest and a little bit of difference, you can go to the major 3rd below. Still do that scoop thing too. So root, minor 3rd into the major 3rd. Right? 5, major 3rd below. 4, cha cha cha, right? Okay, so I'm gonna just freestyle it out. Look down below because I'm gonna give you some real world examples. Like I said, you've probably heard that 1,000 times in your life. I think it's always nice to go back to the source a bit and see where stuff comes from. So that's my intention, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm gonna see you the next time. If you have any questions or if there's some stuff that you want to see me do here in this talking style column, let me know. Leave me some comments, send me a message. I'm happy to look into what I could do. So until next time, peace. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and